listen, creators, freelancers, entrepreneurs, any working from home, any human at all that deserves a break, which yes, that's you.
This is our anti-hustle gift guide. And in true anti-hustle spirit, none of these products are sponsored in any way.
First up is an absolute cracker, and actually we're starting with a good one because I think this is my favourite, but this is the personal concrete fireplace from Flickr.
Sal bought this for me last year, and if you're missing a real fireplace, especially for apartment dwellers, it's the perfect substitute. You use isopropyl alcohol, pour it in there, set it alight, and the flame's bigger than you think. It doesn't produce any carbon monoxide or any harmful things, and the vibe, the ambience is just perfect.
Number 2, this one's a bit of a cheat actually, I think, because this could easily go in a hustle culture gift guide.
True, but it also can be anti-hustle. It depends how you use it.
It's a fine line. It's the Ember Mug. This guy keeps your drinks warm. So you can have a nice little cup of tea, and if you forget about it, it's fine because it's still going to be there.
If you forget about it because you're just hustling away.
No, because you're caring so much about your inner self, you get distracted.
You're reading Jane Eyre and you're 150 pages deep and your tea is still warm.
For 90 minutes.
Right, 3.
This is quite an unexpected one. It's the Philips Hue Bulbs.
And you can set them to all sorts of different peaceful modes, including candlelight, fireplace.
Adorable. And one of the things that we love is that you can set like scenes or ambiences. So if you've got like multiple bulbs, we've got one here and we've also got one over there. You can set them to like a theme like Chinatown, and then they'll have slightly different hues but come together to create this vibe.
A cohesive palette of light.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Lighting has a huge impact on your mood, far more than you think. So to have nice, soft, coloured lights will really help to relax, and yeah, it's anti-hustle.
Yeah, we've been using these in 2 ways actually that have really helped. One, in the day when it's so grey and dark outside, we have them on really bright daylight, so then we feel like we actually want to work and do something with our lives. And then again, in the evening, we change them to a nice restful mode whilst we're watching TV, so we can wind down and relax.
And you can turn them to red for a bit of romantish mode. Netflix and chill.
Number 4. This is for all the anxiety-fueled stress heads out there that have way too much work to do.
And I hadn't actually heard of this until like a year ago when I bought this for Sal. And that's a weighted blanket. And it's this guy here.
6 kgs
Yeah.
of pure cuddles.
Goodness. It basically hugs your body. That's what it's for. It imitates a hug. It helps you to relax. It keeps you warm, cozy.
It's also great, it's a good sensory experience.
Sensory experience.
Because you can like put your fingers through it.
And you feel
and
anchored.
Then, like, you can mess with it. It's just an absolute pleasure, and I've been using this a lot. Next up is something to fulfill your childhood dreams. A beanbag.
A beanbag is a wonderful idea. They're super comfy. We're using ours as a gaming chair, but they are also great for reading a book like Jane Eyre.
Why Jane Eyre?
Number 6, hydration is key.
Who actually out there is properly hydrated?
So a sippy cup.
No, don't call it that, that's gross.
It's a cup that you sip from using a straw. Basically, it makes drinking fun.
If you're working, for example,
But you're not working, are you?
but you're not supposed to be, you just sip it whilst you're working away, and all of a sudden you've drank the whole cup and you're well hydrated and you didn't even realise.
You can also sip it while you're reading Jane Eyre.
Just a quick pause here, because I don't want us to seem like we're being ingenuine about this.
We're bantering away, but we're being serious. We've got to look after each other.
Take care of yourself. Number 7 is a journal. Now this can be any type of journal, and they come in loads of different forms.
I feel like there's a very traditional way of like, dear diary, like, you know, that is so 2012. In 2022 or 3 or 4, whenever you're watching this video, journals are a personal thing. Like, for example, mine, I love a paper journal. I offload my to-dos there, yeah, that's the hustle part, but I also write down my memories and the highlights of the day. They're just like aids to remind me, you know, about things that I did that day or achieved that day or how I felt.
Personally, I have 2 journals. My sadness journal It's a sad pair because how can you be sad when you're looking at this? It's adorable. And my second one, Courage, a guided journal for embracing your inner Gryffindor. Yeah, this is for things for acknowledging things that I'm doing to improve in life.
I'm proud of you, bae. Respect. But Sal also has a third journal that she hasn't mentioned, and that is her Bean mood tracker.
Yes, I also have a phone app, Daily Bean.
It looks strangely very similar to this, actually. There's some sort of pattern there. Hold on a minute. Half of these items are bean related.
It's basically a daily calendar where you can mark each day and track your mood. So you can track your emotions, track activities, and you can also see some analytics relating to when you were feeling certain ways connected to certain activities, like drinking alcohol, maybe you felt a bit more sad the next day, stuff like that.
That's super cool because you can like mark down, like for example on Tuesday, I was happy and I saw friends and I did this and I did this. And then you can see how the different things are connected. Love that, love the app, and love that they look like this.
Number 8, I feel like you should be responsible for this one.
Plants. They're a wonderful gift to receive and to give. They are also something that becomes a responsibility. So you have like an attachment to them. I feel like that's good for the soul.
Yeah, just waking up and knowing that you have to look after your plants, that's quite cute.
Gives you somewhat of a purpose.
Yeah. They'll die if you don't look after them.
That's a bit dark. Number 9, a book, and it's not Jane Eyre, so bear with me.
It could be.
It could be, but we've got 2 suggestions for you. We've got one that is very much kind of
Self-help. Also just a great book for yourself. This one is Everything is Fucked, a book about hope by Mark Manson. We both really enjoyed this one. But you know, your whole life was not meant for self-improvement. You don't need to be a better person. So
why not read a book about elderly people in an elderly people's home solving a murder, for example? A super funny, light-hearted fiction book that's just going to give you that escapism that we all sometimes need. Any fiction. Do you know what teen fiction is good for that? Like, you
Twilight.
know. And last but not least, the Headspace app. It's a bit more of a serious one. You know, you can't underestimate its effect. You know, there's multiple ways to meditate, and I feel like a lot of people have this preconceived notion that you have to be like a Buddhist monk or someone that's just like, oh, but you don't. And the Headspace app is a perfect place to start. There's like little 2-minute sessions for absolute beginners. It's all fully guided.
There's a mindful moments one with R2-D2.
And there's a whole Star Wars section actually.
There's a football section. There's ones with Raheem Sterling.
Yeah, honestly, you will not regret it. And it could, I'm not saying it will, but it could really change your life. Like it could really change your outlook on life and your stress management as well.
So getting someone a subscription for a year of Headspace to try it out, very thoughtful. If you've made it this far, we can safely assume that you are committed to living a more anti-hustle life.
I'm sure you'll get some more inner peace if you smash that subscribe button and the like button. They'll bring you happiness.
We are also going to discuss this in greater depth in our next podcast.
Are we?
Yes, we are going to discuss the anti-hustle versus hustle culture, because apparently anti-hustle culture is also not great.
It's toxic.
So we have to find a nice little middle ground. So we're going to be discussing that on the Couch to Creative podcast. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you in the next one.
You'll never be stress-free if you don't subscribe. Thank you. Bye.